that this is very important, what we're fighting for. Because I'm tired, I'm really, really tired of the manipulation. I'm tired of how the press is manipulating everything that's been happening in this situation. They do not tell the truth, they're liars. They manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip hop to bebop to soul, you know, to you talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the Charleston to break dancing. All these are forms of black dancing. The minute it became the all-time best-selling albums in history in the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight they called me a freak. They called me a homosexual. They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They made everything to turn the public against me. This was all complete conspiracy. You have to know that. You know, it's time. I love you more. It's time for a change. And let's not leave this building and forget what has been said. Put it into your heart. Put it into your subconscious mind. And let's do something about it. We have to. We have to. Because it's been a long, long time coming. And a change has got to come. So let's hold our torches high and get the respect that we deserve. I love you. I love you. Don't put this in your heart today and forget it tomorrow. Because we would have not accomplished our purpose. We will have not accomplished our purpose if that happens. This has got to stop. It's got to stop.
So then when I realized she was peeping, then I started calling him Dave. But she wasn't stupid, so she runs up.
Yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also
here.
Hey, Holy shit!
Hello. Well, I'm glad you're alive. I was a little worried. I thought it was a documentary. They did technically kill me, but I did not die. I'm still alive.
Although Michael Jackson officially passed away in 2009, many of his fans believe that he is still alive. Videos claiming he never died continue to go viral. So, Is Michael really alive? Our channel has been creating videos on this topic for years, and now we present a detailed video compiling all the evidence. If Michael Jackson is still alive, he would be 66 years old. Are there people who claim to have seen him alive? If you're ready, I'll first talk about eyewitness accounts, then begin with the evidence in chronological order. Eyewitnesses who claim to have seen Michael Jackson alive. According to records, thousands of people reported seeing Michael Jackson alive after his death. One of those who claimed to have seen him was the mother of famous Russian actress and blogger Victoria Bonya, Galina Bonya. Galina Bonya stated that she saw Michael Jackson on a beach in Monaco. The woman said, "I saw him 5 times, and before leaving, I saw him with his security." According to Bonya's claim, the king of pop was sitting in a wheelchair surrounded by security. Bonya described the moments as follows. "I used to get up early every morning to go swimming, and one day, after swimming, I started to go up. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a woman pushing someone in a wheelchair. I was watching my steps on the stairs when I saw moccasins in front of my feet. I looked up, knees, hands in gloves, black trousers, a vest. Then I saw his face, lips tightly closed, skin color turning gray. I saw him 5 times, and before leaving, I saw him with his guards." Tony Wilson. Recently, Tony Wilson, a longtime friend and former collaborator of Michael Jackson, made startling revelations in an interview with the Believe channel on YouTube. Tony claimed that he worked with Michael Jackson for 3 years and believes that he is still alive. Intriguingly, he stated that his source for this claim was none other than Michael Jackson's father, Joseph Jackson. Tony Wilson shared details of his close friendship with Joseph Jackson and their frequent discussions about this matter. According to Tony, Joseph had mentioned that Michael got tired and had to take this step. Moreover, Joseph allegedly stated that Michael would return after a 15-year break. This calculation points to the year 2024, suggesting, according to Tony Wilson, that Michael Jackson might make a surprise comeback in 2024. Sighting in Paris. Has anyone managed to capture him on camera among those who claim to have seen him? In 2011, a viral video emerged on the internet showing friends walking in Paris, encountering Michael Jackson and Michael's bodyguards attacking people for recording him. Of course, I believe this video isn't real. I discussed my thoughts on this video in my video titled, "Are the videos of Michael Jackson being seen alive real? 2009 to 2024. Now, let's move on to the sighting in Canada. Right after that, we'll examine the evidence that suggests he may still be alive."
Indeed, the origin of this claim dates back to 2014. According to the rumor, 1 week after reports of Jackson's death, a mysterious newcomer moved into a small bungalow near Ontario's Lake Door. According to a neighbor, a fleet of moving vans and a limousine pulled up in front of the property where a pale, middle-aged male was escorted into the house, surrounded by what appeared to be 3 bodyguards. Census records list Alain Pontifex as the owner of the home. He has never been seen in public. A small live-in staff attends to his needs. When locals ask questions about Pontifex, the answer given by household employees is always the same. Mr. Pontifex is a very private person. Many packages delivered to the cottage are from theatrical makeup and costume companies. Visitors to the cottage are always privately escorted from Ottawa International Airport to the Pontifex home by staff members and shielded with umbrellas. The town has received a request for a permit to house exotic animals on the premises. A former contractor hired to do outside work around the cottage said, "I never met Mr. Pontifex, but I did hear his voice once or twice. It did sound like Michael Jackson's voice," said the anonymous worker. "I can't swear that it was Jackson, but I got the feeling it was some famous person who wanted to hide out, and I think I heard something about them building a recording studio inside the house." Town officials offer no comment except to say that they respect the wishes of all members of the community. A few Jackson truthers have attempted to visit the cottage, but have been stopped by private security. So, could all of this be true?
In 1994, psychic Andy Rice said that Michael had fake death plans and would fake his death like Elvis and run away. In 1994, Forrest Gump movie was in all the cinemas. The Eurotunnel was inaugurated in France and UK. Justin Bieber was born and Michael Jackson became Lisa Marie Presley's husband. This was the main point where Michael Jackson's fake death plan began. Lisa Mary's father, the iconic Elvis Presley, has been dead for a long time, but a lot of people never believed it. Michael Jackson starts inspiring from him. The article that you are seeing is from 1994. The psychic Andy Rice explains to us his thesis. Michael Jackson has fake death plans. He would fake his own death, just like Elvis. Michael Jackson, like Elvis, is sick and tired of being larger than life, and wants to get a life, said world-renowned psychic and metaphysician Dr. Andy Rice at the time. The superstar trip has trapped Michael in Neverland. Also, there's a very good chance he could end up in prison if he's convicted of child sex abuse. The only way out of this mess he's in is to fake his death, cut his hair and go underground, says Dr. Rice, who specializes in celebrity predictions. Dr. Rice believes the gloved one will try to escape his hellish existence by dying in Neverland, his remote amusement park retreat. The cover story will be that Michael Jackson suffered a fatal heart attack while riding his Ferris wheel. Jackson's remains will be cremated and his ashes will be scattered on the grounds of his estate, he explains. The only way for Michael to start a fresh new life is to end the grotesque life he has now. He learned the trick from Elvis. But of course that doesn't prove that Michael has been making fake death plans since the 90s, right? So, Andy said in the 1990s that Michael was going to fake his death. Now, there are psychics who say he's alive. The song, Escape, the title track of the Escape album, which was released 5 years after Michael's death, 2014, was recorded by Michael in 1999. In the song he clearly states that he wants to escape. And wait, the track is called Escape, escape from death. X equals death, scape equals escape. Now let's examine the song lyrics. The system's in control, it's all ran by the book. I've got to get away so I can free my mind. Escape is what I need. I've got to find a place. So I won't hide away. Escape, got to get away from a system loose in the world today. Escape, the pressure that I face from relationships haven't gone my way. Escape, the man with the pen that writes the lies that hassle this man. Escape, I do what I wanna cause I gotta face nobody but me. I'm tired of silly games. It's time to make a change. These claims are shocking. You can read with your own eyes what he told us. Michael had to escape from the world. Michael Jackson has always looked to seem like a terminally ill patient. We can show you some pictures that testimony Michael Jackson's past behaviors. You can easily understand that he was making us think that he was about to die and his physical conditions were critical. He was continuing his fake death plan. Especially in 2008, Michael Jackson showed himself in a wheelchair getting out of a shop. From the Sydney Morning Herald in 2008. The former king of pop could be in serious medical trouble after pictures of him emerged being pushed around in a wheelchair on a Las Vegas shopping trip. He looks really frail, Mike Lopez, the photographer who took the shocking pictures, told the New York Daily News. His skin was peeling and he looked so thin and gaunt. Jackson, 49, was accompanied on the 2-hour spree by his 3 children Prince I, Paris and Prince II. He was wearing pajamas, a surgical mask over his face, a black scarf and a baseball cap. The photos came following reports that Jackson has been working on a new recording and is in negotiations for a comeback show in Las Vegas. He recently avoided foreclosure on his extravagant Neverland ranch in California, but has not lived there since being acquitted of child molestation charges 3 years ago. It also sounds strange that a man with serious physical condition could dance and sing very well, being so energetic during This Is It, 2009.
In January 2009, news sites reported a claim from a family friend of Michael Jackson. According to the claim, Michael had only 6 months to live. And indeed, exactly 6 months later, Michael's death occurred. Why did a family friend say Michael had only 6 months to live? And why did it come true? Was this person aware of Michael's fake death plan? When this claim was brought up, Jackson's spokesperson denied that the star was ill, saying, "Mr. Jackson is in fine health and is in negotiations for a concert tour and TV project." It was June 25 when we received the news of Michael's death. We were all sad, but there were some who weren't. Why was Michael's spokesperson Brian Oxman trying not to laugh when announcing Michael's death on June 25?
Hello, Harry. How are you? It is a very sad day for me here. I am heartbroken.
What was it like to be?
And arrived, and we couldn't even talk. We just hugged, we stood there, we cried, and I am heartbroken. I have warned that one day Michael Jackson would wake up dead and that I would not be silent.
The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, investigating Michael Jackson's death was desperately searching for lost surveillance footage from the King of Pop's Hollywood home. The LAPD is frantically looking for the missing CCTV footage that could solve the mystery surrounding the final moments of Michael's life. MJ's mansion, a rented house where he spent the last few months of his life, had an elaborate, high-tech security system in place with secret cameras fitted in every hall and corridor. Logically, Jackson's final moments should have been recorded on one of the cameras. But dozens of CCTV tapes from his LA mansion have mysteriously gone missing. Insiders close to the investigation say Jackson's death, possibly his murder, was captured on camera, but the video has not been recovered. There are also gaps in some security camera footage stored on computer hard drives. Police were combing through personal computers recovered from the house. For the moment, it seems the truth is hidden in the rolls of a tape, and that is the missing link that could possibly unravel the mystery of MJ's death. So why did someone destroy every security camera footage? Why did people try to hide the truth? On June 25, 2009, when Michael passed away, someone recorded this video. Ben Evenstad, Michael's private paparazzi, was out from Michael's house with a journalist team for many days. His purpose was trying to record Michael's life and to document his days during this as at rehearsals. On that tragic day, when the ambulance got out of the mansion, Evenstad tried to record inside the ambulance. You will be shocked when you'll notice this shadow, Michael Jackson standing inside the ambulance. Wasn't he in cardiac arrest?
Why was Michael healthy in Ben Evenstad's footage on June 25? Perhaps we now better understand why the records from June 25 were destroyed. Jackson was healthy on June 25 and left the house in good health. Michael's private paparazzo Ben Evenstad recorded Michael sitting upright when he was supposed to be lying down in the ambulance.
On that same day, Michael's body was transported from the ambulance to a helicopter to get faster to the hospital. But something will hit your eyes. During the body transport, something strange happens into the helicopter. Look at the white sheet covering Michael's body. It's moving. This is absolutely proof that Michael Jackson wasn't dead. Everyone knows that Michael's body was charged in the helicopter after having left the ambulance. Everyone knows that Michael's body was under the white sheet and switched to a stretcher to be then charged in the white van. In 2009, this video got viral. This video reached 1.5 billion views, and you can watch with your eyes what's happening. We can see Michael Jackson getting off the white van and walking, standing, being alive. Guys, Michael Jackson is alive. Since the video had numerous views, someone tried to cover it up, saying that this video was fake and that it was a joke from the German TV. But you can watch the video above to understand that Michael tried to cover it all up, trying to make it seem that the video was made on purpose. 2 days after Michael's death, on June 27, 2009, in front of Michael Jackson's last house, Marlon and Randy Jackson arrive in a car. In fact, we can see the brothers laughing and smiling with a calm and relaxed mood. But that's not all. Look now. Look at the car going away. Haven't you noticed anything? I'll let you see it once again.
Marlon. Yeah, that's Marlon. That's Marlon and Randy.
Who was that figure in the back seat?
Katherine Jackson, Michael's mother, was seen shopping at Target for camping gear the day after her son died. She also went to get her nails done on the day of his memorial. If Michael is going to return, he needs to establish a legally secure position. Therefore, he might have changed the name on his identity document. All of Michael Jackson's identity and other documents before his passing listed his name as Michael Joe Jackson, but his death certificate says Michael Joseph Jackson. So the person who died was Michael Joseph Jackson, not Michael Joe Jackson. Could Michael have thought of this as a way to avoid legal consequences upon his return? Do you think Michael Jackson is still alive and will return?
The night before July 7, 2009, the day when Michael Jackson memorial service was held, a herd of elephants walked in front of the Staples Center in LA, the place where the memorial took place. As we can see, the elephants wore decorations and gadgets with a little caption, "The greatest show on earth." So why were elephants in front of the Staples Center that night?
Michael Jackson's son, Prince Jackson, was 12 years old during Michael Jackson's memorial service on July 7, 2009. At an age where a child would be deeply saddened by the loss of a parent, and in a highly emotional setting. Despite this, Prince appeared relaxed and happy rather than crying. We even saw him popping gum at his father's memorial. Michael Jackson's father, Joe Jackson, was clearly happy during the funeral and memorial services. In fact, his laughter seemed to take the ceremony to another level. Why was Michael's sister, Rebby, smiling as she entered the memorial service? Why was LaToya happy during the memorial? It wasn't just Michael's family who were happy at the funeral and memorial services. Michael's friends also shared in this happiness. Everyone seemed so happy at the funeral that they struggled to hold back their laughter. For example, you can see Macaulay Culkin looking very happy here. Macaulay Culkin and Michael Jackson met when Culkin was about 9 years old, shortly after the release of the Home Alone movie. Culkin visited Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch many times, where they would enjoy various activities, such as riding amusement park rides, playing video games, and spending time at the ranch's zoo. Culkin even appeared in Michael Jackson's 1991 Black or White music video. He also defended Jackson during the 2005 trial, stating that Jackson had never behaved inappropriately toward him. Throughout the years, Culkin continually defended Jackson, describing him as a kind and caring person. In various interviews, Culkin referred to Jackson as a close friend who left a positive impact on his life. In other words, Culkin and Michael were very close friends. They loved each other like brothers. So why am I telling you all these details? If a friend that close to you had passed away, could you laugh in their funeral? In this photo, you also see Elizabeth Taylor. The friendship between Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor was also very special and deep. Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor met in the early 1980s. Taylor was a huge fan of Jackson's Thriller album, and they quickly became close friends. Elizabeth Taylor became a great supporter and protective figure in Michael Jackson's life. She strongly defended Jackson in public during his trials and was a steadfast supporter. In other words, there was a close friendship between Miss Taylor and Jackson. Yet, Taylor didn't appear to show any sadness at the funeral. So, why were these people trying to hold back their laughter? What was so funny? Michael Jackson's brother, Jermaine Jackson, sang the song Smile at the memorial. But he sang one part of the song differently from the original. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. These are the original lyrics of the song, but Jermaine changed the lyrics to light up your face with sadness, hide every trace of gladness.
Light up your face with sadness, hide every trace of gladness.
What joy was Michael's family hiding on their faces at the memorial? Jermaine's messages to us don't stop there. If you watch the video I'm showing now, you'll see that he gave many more messages. Michael Jackson's life and death are still shrouded in mystery. The memorial service and his family's strange behavior leave our questions unanswered. Will the truth ever come out, or will this mystery remain unsolved forever? One thing is certain, Michael Jackson's legend will never be forgotten until the end of the world. Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson, was constantly fiddling with her ear at the memorial, and this behavior prompted her Aunt Janet to caution her. Upon closer inspection, it was revealed that Paris had a hidden earpiece in her ear, which she frequently checked during her speech. Why did she need the earpiece? Was she using it to listen to music at her father's memorial, or was it to receive instructions on what to say during the memorial? When it was Paris's turn to speak, the fact that she touched her ear during her speech indicates that she was expecting to hear something. It was also rumored that Michael's children had taken acting lessons just 2 months before the memorial service. But since there is no evidence to prove this, it remains just a rumor. Why didn't Michael's children look sad in such an emotional environment? Surely, you don't believe that 12-year-olds were thinking about inheritance? For a 12-year-old child, parents are everything. And for a 12-year-old child, the importance of a father is immense, especially if that father was as involved as Michael was. They were very attached to their father. Not being sad at such a ceremony was very unusual.
Liberian Girl is a Michael Jackson song released in 1987 which has the particularity of having a specific storyboard, a specific story, a script, in its official music video. The short film begins with lots of actors and 80 celebrities waiting for Michael's arrival on the set. They were waiting for the start of the shootings that, without Michael Jackson, couldn't begin. The entire music video represents all of these actors talking between them, a whole video without the arrival of MJ who, in the end, is behind a big TV camera. The celebrities staying there in the set, interacting, were enough to record the music video. So Michael Jackson finishes his music video behind the big TV camera pronouncing the phrase,
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
"Okay, everybody, that's a wrap." You would be asking me, what does this have to do with Michael's fake death? This is absolutely important. In 2009, during the Michael Jackson Memorial, a picture was projected on the big screen behind the stage. As we can see, it has to do with the final footage of Liberian Girl music video. Just like if someone wants to refer to something, to some meanings. Just like if someone wants to give a message. Why was that particular photo used at Michael's funeral? The message is clear. Michael teased us, making us believe he's dead and enjoying everything by watching his show from a different point of view.
Kenny Ortega, the director of the This Is It film, was Michael Jackson's close friend for 20 years. He also spoke about Michael at the memorial. However, he made a significant slip-up. Ortega said, "We were right here a little less than a week ago, and Michael was with us."
We were here. We were right here a little less than a week ago, and Michael was with us.
The date he said this was July 7th, but Michael passed away on June 25th. There are 12 days in between. Despite nearly 2 weeks having passed, Kenny's saying that they were here with Michael less than a week ago suggests that he was preparing for the memorial with Michael. Do you think this is a small slip-up or a big one?
Most of you will sure remember the blonde woman in the audience during the Michael Jackson memorial at the Staples Center. An episode that shocked the entire world just after the ceremony. But let's go into detail. On July 7, 2009, during the Michael Jackson memorial ceremony in LA, in the crowd of the audience there was a mysterious presence. The figure which we're talking about is a strange blonde woman wearing sunglasses. The shocking fact is her marked resemblance with Michael Jackson. In this picture you can see in detail her resemblance with him, starting from the neck, going through the chin, the cheeks and nose. Also, the presence of an Adam's apple in a lady confirms the gender of the subject. A male. You can also look at Janet Jackson, who tries catching her eye to her.
Some locations offer visitors historical and cultural experiences that make them feel like they are traveling through time. For example, the Panometer Leipzig in Germany hosts massive panoramic scenes, created by Yadigar Assisi. In Turkey, there is the Panorama 1453 History Museum in Istanbul. In Europe, such fake environments were particularly popular in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. During this period, panorama and diorama exhibitions were presented to the public in temporary or permanent structures in major cities. Today, similar museums and exhibitions can still be found, especially in countries like France, Germany, England, and the Netherlands. These structures offer a 360-degree view, allowing viewers to experience the reenactment of historical or cultural events. Have you ever examined the environment where Michael Jackson's funeral was held? Many people argue that the background was fake. So, if this is true, why would Michael Jackson's funeral be staged in a fake environment, like a panorama or diorama? A figure as globally recognized as Michael Jackson would draw enormous media attention and public participation at his funeral. If a fake death was planned, staging the funeral in a fake environment could divert media and public attention elsewhere, helping to conceal the real events. Such an arrangement could make the fake death scenario more convincing. If a fake funeral was held in a controlled and closed environment, all the details could be arranged exactly as the planners wanted. For instance, what the attendees, media members, and even family members would see, where they would look, and how they would react could be pre-planned. This would help prevent possible mistakes or unwanted leaks. If the funeral was staged in a fake environment as part of a fake death, it could have been to lay the groundwork for a potential comeback in the future. Michael Jackson's return after faking his death could create a massive sensation and further solidify his legendary status. Perhaps the biggest reason for holding the funeral in a studio environment was Jackson's desire to design his fake death like a grand movie. After all, the funeral was decorated with images from the Liberian Girl music video, in which Jackson smiles from behind the camera. So, Michael might have wanted to show his fans that he is still alive, that he is directing a big movie, and that he is the director. Would you believe me if I told you that someone could change their identity and appear in front of the cameras? If that person is Michael Jackson, you should. Although Michael Jackson was officially declared deceased in 2009, millions of fans believe he pulled off a wild stunt by appearing on CNN disguised as Dave in an attempt to ease the pain of his fans. But does this viral theory that still circulates on social media reflect the truth? Now, I will present to you 7 crucial pieces of evidence. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on upcoming videos. Could Michael Jackson's disguise abilities have made him not only a performer, but also a true illusionist? This ability enabled him to assume various characters, both in his stage performances and in his private life. Michael Jackson was known for using different disguises, as seen in his music videos like Thriller, where he appeared as a werewolf and a zombie, and in Ghosts, where he portrayed multiple characters. He became unrecognizable with makeup and special effects. In addition to these performances, Michael often used disguises in public to avoid being recognized. So, what did Akon say about these abilities? Let's explore some striking statements from Akon, Michael's close friend, and see how these extraordinary talents align with the Dave theory. The famous singer Akon, who collaborated with Michael Jackson and shared a close bond with him, mentioned Michael's disguise abilities in an interview 2 months after Michael's official passing. He even referred to Michael as Dave in a story about these abilities.
So as we, talking, sometimes I forget that he's supposed to be in this disguise, and I keep calling him Mike. Right, and this little girl hears it, she's like, and she looks over, and I think she recognized him, I really think she did. So then when I realized she was peeping, then I start calling him Dave. But she wasn't stupid.
Not a fan per se, but I always loved his music. And my mother surprised me one day and brought me up to Neverland. And I entered an arcade.
We helped, but they're busy off on their day job, and and they leave them at home on the computer, and they just doing all kind of crazy stuff. And
He was David Rothenberg.
In the last few weeks, a large amount of ugly, malicious information has been released into the media about me. Apparently, this information was leaked through transcripts in a grand jury proceeding, where neither my lawyers nor I ever appeared. The information is disgusting and false. Years ago, I allowed a family to visit and spend some time in Neverland. Neverland is my home. I allowed this family into my home because they told me their son was ill. Weeks, a large amount of ugly, malicious information has been released into the media about me. Information was leaked through transcripts in a grand jury proceeding, where neither
but they're busy off on their day job, and
the
they leave them at home on the computer,
his
and
Encino house was very impromptu.
You can't shut me down. I have to give it up.
And I turned around, and there was Michael.
Malicious and evil and ugly.
Their friendship.
Don't buy it. Don't buy into it.
It was kind of the visit to his
day job, and and they leave him at home on the computer, and they just
we embraced, and that embrace never ended throughout our whole entire friendship.
You have witnessed the incredible voice resemblance between Michael and Dave. In contrast, the difference between the real Dave's voice and the one on the show is quite apparent. This suggests that the person on the show might actually have been Michael. Now, you'll clearly hear the distinct differences between the real Dave's voice.
And throughout my struggles and my triumphs, in my history, in my comparison to other artists, I can feel and I know that I am the greatest artist in the world.
Myself, from the confines of my father's criminality,
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he...
Oh, they're nothing. Nothing!
It's like they never existed.
They never existed!
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim.
And that's an area that has been troubling me since I was a child.
At that moment, we embraced, and that embrace never ended throughout our whole entire friendship.
I wish there was a better way to tell that story, but it's reality, you know? However, that hasn't changed me as a person. My mother had great insurance at the time.
So what did he do?
Michael offered a lot of emotional support for me. He was there for me whenever.
And the person who appeared on the show. As you can see, Dave's eyes and expressions bear a strong resemblance to Michael's. The person on the show had dark eyes like Michael's, whereas the real Dave had green eyes. This suggests the presence of two different individuals. You can observe the difference in shoulder width between the real Dave and the person who appeared on the show. This clearly indicates that the person was in disguise. Disguises often involve structural masks that extend to the shoulders, making them appear broader. For example, in 1996, when Michael Jackson disguised himself as the mayor in the Ghosts film, you can also see the broad shoulder structure as part of his disguise. Thus, it's possible that Dave was just another character in disguise. It's challenging to disguise oneself as another person, but disguising as a burn victim could have made hiding Michael Jackson's true identity much easier. The burn marks could easily conceal minor differences in facial features, allowing the makeup and mask work to blend in seamlessly. This would have made Michael's already refined disguise skills even more effective. Notably, the person on the show had a nose that closely resembled Michael Jackson's distinctive small nose. The dental structure also shows a striking similarity. Despite the mask and makeup, Michael Jackson's iconic, well-defined eyebrow structure was also clearly visible. Moreover, when Dave speaks, he shows shy and nervous glances at the camera. We could interpret this as Michael, who was used to being in front of cameras, acting cautiously, knowing the risks of appearing disguised as someone officially declared deceased. This nervousness likely reflects the gravity of the situation and the significant risk he was taking. If Michael was to undertake such a crazy and unusual act, he would need someone he could trust to temporarily lend him their identity. That person could have been Dave, with whom he had a long-standing friendship and a deep bond. This strong connection, coupled with Dave's sense of gratitude toward Michael, could have been a driving factor behind such a plan. Though their friendship might seem like an ordinary bond on the surface, it holds much deeper meaning within the context of this theory. Michael earned Dave's trust, and Dave, as a loyal friend, may have felt a sense of duty to support Michael in any way he could. This makes their friendship one of the strongest pieces of evidence supporting this theory. Don't forget to watch our other video where we talk about Dave's tragic life and his friendship with Michael Jackson. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with future videos. You can also become a member by clicking the join button to watch videos before everyone else and gain access to exclusive content. If you wish to support us, you can also click the thanks button to motivate us for future videos.
This Is It is a docu film recorded during Michael Jackson's last tour rehearsals. All the clips should have been in Michael's archive as he usually did in his every tour. During the movie premiere, on October 28, 2009, 4 months after Michael's death, Jermaine Jackson explained to us about the movie, and he says to us this.
Yes, but there's all kind of exciting things going on. This is called This Is It, but this is really not it. There is going to be much more going on, but this is definitely it, but it's not the final curtain, no.
This is called This Is It, but this is really not it. There is going to be much more going on, but this is not definitely it. It's not the final curtain call. What is he trying to tell us? On February 1, 2010, in the same studio as the original 25 years earlier, We Are the World 25 for Haiti was created to benefit the Haitian earthquake relief efforts and the rebuilding of Haiti. During the recording of the song and video, something catches our eyes. There's a man wearing a green suit, maybe for green screen, in the crowd of singers. We could observe carefully the man behind the singers through this frame. I think he's someone very familiar. Also, the Justin Bieber admiration towards Michael Jackson is a certain proof of his vicinity to the disguised man. Come on, guys. Who do you think he could be? Some technician? Cameraman? I don't think so.
Michael was very, very healthy. He had passed physicals for the show. His heart was in, they had said he suffered a heart attack and all this kind of stuff. He was very, very healthy, but Michael was not with us way before he arrived to the airport.
What do you mean by that? You had not seen
way
him
before
for
he
a long
arrived to the
time?
hospital. Like I said,
What a mess, Jermaine. Isn't it? All these interviews, declarations, questions. They make your brain mess up. But as we can hear, you're not telling lies. Jermaine Jackson, during an Australian radio channel in 2010, was talking about Michael's death and about his situation before he died. During his speech he says, Michael was not with us way before he arrived to the airport. The woman who interviews Jermaine gives him a strange look, and Jermaine quickly says he meant the hospital. Well, it sounds strange because on June 25th the LA airport was closed following Michael's death and only a plane was there. It was about a mysterious private jet which departed from the airport during that time. The staff at the airport had been told to ignore the plane. This is interesting, since Jermaine Jackson made this little slip-up with the radio program. Jermaine. There's a big difference between the words EY airport and hospital.
Only months had passed since Michael's passing date. In February 2010, a dodo bird, a marketing character used in the advertisements of a fruit juice brand, owned by a cola company called Five Alive, was designed to evoke a sense of revival and energy in line with the brand's message, "Come alive with Five Alive." So far, everything was normal, but in the commercial, the dodo bird was dancing and shouting, "I'm alive."
With Five Alive.
It even performed a moonwalk. That was not all. Dudo's official Facebook account started posting mysterious messages. An account claiming to be official on Twitter also started posting about Michael Jackson. What was Michael trying to tell us? What was the connection here? The number 5 comes from the Jackson 5 group. Five Alive implied that all 5 members of the group were still alive. And hold on, Michael Jackson's nickname was the dodo bird. Yes, this bird came out from under the ground and did a moonwalk, saying, "I'm alive." Moreover, the dodo bird that did this was nicknamed after Michael. What a coincidence, right? Michael continued to send us messages that he was alive.
Not all of you will know about a book. A mysterious book which was released on June 25, 2010, a year after Michael Jackson's death. It's a graphic novel with MJ's signature. Why? The book was written by Michael Jackson in his final days. But let's start from the beginnings. Michael Jackson was always fashioned by comics, novels, and superheroes. In 1999 tried to buy Marvel Comics, the historic producer of Spider-Man, Hulk, and Fantastic Four. The Faded, so titled, is more than 200 black and white pages conceived, scripted and written by Jackson from 2006 to 2009 with the help of the Indian-American journalist and author Gautam Chopra, son of D. Chopra, a doctor who became famous as a New Age writer, and of the famous Indian illustrator Mukesh Singh, formerly of the erotic comic Shadow Hunter. In the tables of Mukesh Singh, With a powerful gothic and nocturnal trait, Michael Jackson tells the very autobiographical story of the fall into the abyss and the redemption of Gabriel Starr, a world pop star, whose enormous success as a singer is the counterpart to a life of total emotional isolation. The story of Gabriel Starr, a much-loved musician, has explicit references to that of the King of Pop. In the book, Starr's suicide attempt ends her popularity even more, taking the character to a literal natural soprano state. One night, after yet another triumphal concert, Gabriel decides to throw himself from the top floor of the luxuriant hotel that hosts him. After a 30-plan flight, not only does he not die, but he does not even get a scratch. Furthermore, we can see this presumed book cover published by Gotham Chopra. You can notice the presence of various religions and a very familiar hand. According to the biblical verses which specifically refer to him, Gabriel is likened to a mortal male, but is sometimes portrayed as androgynous or female, as in some New Age beliefs or contemporary art imagery. Gabriel is the union between all the religions. His presence is famous in Christian and Muslim religion. Christians of the Catholic traditions refer to him as Saint Gabriel the Archangel. Islam believes that Gabriel was the medium through whom God revealed the Quran to Muhammad, and that he sent a message to most prophets, if not all, revealing their obligations. Lots of religions that are shown in the Michael Jackson Memorial. Could the book be a coincidence or a proof?
In 2009, Michael Jackson was officially declared dead, but a mysterious video released a year later was enough to excite Michael Jackson fans. This video, shared on YouTube on July 28, 2010, attracted a lot of attention. On July 28, 2010, a mysterious video was released by a channel named Leben, noch, which is Michael Jackson's name spelled backward. This date coincided with Michael Jackson's promise in his last speech, "See you in July." Additionally, in the closing part of the "This Is a Documentary," Michael had given a hidden message to his fans using sign language. He had said, "With all my heart there is more. I will show myself to all of you." Exactly 1 year after these two messages was this mysterious dance video uploaded by an anonymous YouTube channel, a gift from Michael Jackson to his fans. In the video, a hooded figure dances alone in a dark environment, communicating with a mysterious person off camera through hand movements. Although the video gained attention on social media, the channel owner started uploading videos with his face visible instead of maintaining the mystery. He claimed his name was Fabio and that he was a young Michael impersonator. But is this explanation, which came after the video gained attention, really true? Why did he choose to reveal his identity instead of continuing the mystery with dance videos without showing his face? Was the dancing person not actually Fabio? When we closely examine the footage of the dancing person, the resemblance to Michael Jackson appears undeniable. Could it be that Michael had recorded this video to comfort his grieving fans? Did Michael want to show his fans that he was still alive?
Teddy Riley and Akon are close friends of Michael. We can truly see in these photos the relationship between them. Teddy Riley, Michael's producer, and Akon, famous rapper and Michael's very close friend. In this chapter, Teddy Riley and the rapper Akon have something in common. In November 2010, Akon said the exact contrary to what was affirmed by the media. He didn't believe Michael Jackson's death. Subsequently, on Twitter, a fan tried to bring up Teddy Riley about Akon thoughts. And this was the answer. Michael, as I told you before, is the album containing Hollywood Tonight and other famous songs. The particularity of the album cover consists in the main art that we can see in the famous and historic cover of Dangerous album. A strange and grotesque art that Michael Jackson likes. But in the Michael album we can notice something very shocking. Look at Michael's face. Look now at Michael's mouth. And now look at his lips. Alive. Guys, you shouldn't doubt anymore on his death. Michael is alive and he say it. On February 11, 2011, the Epic Records released Hollywood Tonight, the second single of the album, Michael. The song reached a lot of views and audiences, so much that its music video made 74 million views on YouTube. Now you'll ask me, Batu, what has got to do with the death hoax? It's simple. If you watch one of the Hollywood Tonight music video clips, you'll notice a strange presence. Have you noticed him? Yes, it's him. The classic old man used by Michael as a disguise. We can see the old man talking on the phone in the center of the shot and behind the video protagonist. Subsequently, we can see him dancing, in particular, the Dangerous dance. In 2011, X Factor created the Michael Jackson Week. A special tribute dedicated to Michael Jackson where the top 7 performed the songs of Michael Jackson in some sort of presumed unofficial celebration of this week's Dr. Conrad Murray sentencing. On November 30, 2011 at 8:05 p.m. Marlon, Tito, and Jackie Jackson appeared in the TV show. Then there was a little appearance of Catherine, Michael's mother, and MJ's sons. I let you watch.
Mother in the audience, Catherine. I know you're a fan of the X Factor. What do you make of it so far? You happy?
I'm very happy. I don't miss an episode of the show. And I'm so happy to be here because I get to see it in person.
We're more happy to have you.
Have you noticed anyone behind Catherine Jackson? Does it remind you of anyone? Shocking. In 2015, Joseph Jackson, Michael's father, you can watch their relationship by clicking the video above, posted this tweet on his official profile. Is Michael still alive? It's a mystery. Michael was so creative, anything is possible. I don't expect to see him until I die. You will never know. This statement by his dad is really shocking.
When Dr. Murray was found guilty, people tried to attack him. So why were Jackson's bodyguards trying to protect him? Why were there toy rabbits in the courtroom during Murray's trial? Was Michael Jackson trying to send us a message that he was alive through the symbol of the rabbit, which signifies believe? Did Conrad Murray, the doctor held responsible for Michael Jackson's death, confess that someone else died in Michael's place? Murray spoke about the day of Michael's death on the Dr. Oz show. He mentioned leaving the room for about 25 minutes, and upon returning, he found a different person in the bed. Murray stated, "He was dead, but it was not the same person I saw," thus implying that the deceased was not Michael Jackson.
You step out of the room for an hour?
I left his bedside around 11:25.
And his position on the bed?
Well, normally when I left him, he was on the pillow. And when I came back, he was in a different position. He was no longer on the pillow. He had moved down, lower in the bed and closer to the edge. But he was there, but it wasn't the same person I saw. It wasn't the same person I saw. It wasn't the same person I saw.
So he slumped over. Is he breathing?
No, I did the normal thing. As a cardiologist, I resuscitate patients.
Following this statement, Michael's fans considered it as evidence supporting the theory that Michael did not die. According to the story, a look-alike stunt double named Dimitri was buried in Michael's place. Dimitri, who was already near death, allegedly helped Michael with his fake death plan and was buried in his stead. Why are there conflicting stories about finding Michael Jackson collapsed breathing? Joe Jackson said something about him going to bed the night of the 24th and not waking up. Other reports state that he got up on the 25th of June, walked across to Dr. Murray's room from his room saying he wasn't feeling well and collapsed, and somewhere else states that he was already in the doctor's room. LaToya later says that Michael was found in Murray's room, not in his own room. We have also heard reports that Michael Jackson's son Prince was in the room and thought Daddy was joking while he was convulsing on the floor, because he could be quite the prankster.
Also, other Michael's collaborators posted their thoughts, just like his hairstylist Steve Earhart, who in 2017 said, "A tip for the believers." The Michael Jackson believers. You heard it here first. An announcement of sorts. And in a couple of months, or the latest end of the year, you will be receiving some very good news. Almost unbelievable. Not even the family knows. But I do. This affirmation is absolutely important. Maybe something went wrong, and Michael didn't come back in 2017, but it could have happened. In 2017, Jackie Jackson's son, Siggy Jackson, attended the wedding and many family members joined. And of course Siggy's uncle Michael Jackson didn't leave him alone on this happy day. Watch these clips. Have you noticed anything? Yes. It's him. The big similarity to the mayor in the Ghost short movie. We haven't seen this figure anywhere in these years. I think that we would have seen a man like that before if he was invited to Jackie Jackson's son's wedding, but the answer is negative. So why is he behind and next to Michael Jackson's sons? Michael, you could choose a different disguise. Michael Jackson's mother, Catherine, has broken her silence to reveal the King of Pop's crypt at Forest Lawn Cemetery is empty. RadarOnline.com has learned exclusively the thriller sensation's body was not in the coffin at his star-studded July 7, 2009, burial service held a dozen days after he was killed by a drug overdose. Shockingly, Michael's corpse was kept on ice for months, before the Jackson matriarch settled a family feud and had her beloved son's remains cremated to thwart ghoulish efforts to rob his grave. Everyone thinks Michael is buried at Forest Lawn, but he's not, an insider tells Radar exclusively. The family has kept the secret for safety reasons and to fulfill Michael's wishes. But Catherine has privately revealed the truth to trusted friends. This is what was said and learned by Radar Online, an online tabloid, on August 24, 2017. Yes guys, Michael Jackson was not in that coffin. When you'll watch the burial again, think of that expensive coffin, imagine it empty. Why should Michael's mother say this information after almost 10 years? In an episode of the TV series, Atlanta, there's a strange character called Teddy Perkins who seems to have many connections with Michael Jackson, including the relationship with his father. In the episode, Teddy says his father used to beat his children to teach them to be good at life, endorsing his father's technique. Just like Joseph Jackson, Michael's father, who used to beat his children too. Also in some clips we notice some pictures referring to real Michael Jackson historic photographs. With this we confirm that Teddy Perkins was inspired by Michael, and maybe he's telling us a message. In the series, Teddy Perkins claims that his brother was presumed dead but he's alive, refer to MJ. During the Emmy Awards in 2018 a strange presence was in the audience. Teddy Perkins. But it seems that he's not the same character in the series. He's not Donald Grove, Teddy Perkins' actor, because Donald Grove was there. So who was that guy? Furthermore, listen to this claims.
Look here.
Hey,
I can have a photo quick.
it's Teddy Perkins! Holy shit!
Hello. Hello. I'm glad you're alive. I was a little worried. I thought it was a documentary. They did technically kill me, but I did not die. I'm still alive.
What if I told you that Michael Jackson is still among us, using a mask? In this video, I will discuss the recent speculation that Jack Crooner might be Michael Jackson with a detailed analysis. I have conducted extensive visual analysis on this matter, but none of you have considered the reasons behind this disguise. This video will prove to you that Michael Jackson is still alive as Jack Crooner. Is Michael Jackson currently alive under the name Jack Crooner? And we will analyze the reasons behind why Michael Jackson had to adopt the Jack Crooner persona under the type. Why did Michael Jackson choose the Jack Crooner disguise? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. If we get 2,000 likes, an even more interesting analysis video will come. If you're ready, let's briefly touch on the event first, and then present you with striking analysis. On August 6, 2015, at a yacht party organized by Michael Jackson's family, there was someone who stood out, dressed in a long-sleeve shirt, tie, pants, and fedora, despite Miami's hot weather. This individual was described as someone with a sun allergy or someone who did not want to be recognized. These characteristics align with Michael Jackson's vitiligo condition and his desire to avoid media attention. It was revealed that this intriguing person was Dr. Alamor Raid Farshian, Michael Jackson's former doctor. However, there were notable differences between this individual and the real doctor. Both physically and characteristically, Dr. Farshian attracted attention by establishing a charity called Heal the Earth, similar to Michael Jackson's Heal the World mission. Additionally, he changed his name and style, embarking on a singing career under the stage name Jack Crooner. This transformation supports the theory that Michael Jackson might be living under a secret identity, continuing his musical career. During a Facebook broadcast with Omer Bahati, who grew up alongside Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson's son, Prince Jackson, a significant event occurred. When Prince entered the broadcast and addressed Jack as Michael, It created a huge stir. This was seen as a crucial clue supporting the theory that Jack Crooner is actually Michael Jackson.
Dress Michael, put some gas in the bike, flies. Michael, put some gas in the bike, flies.
Additionally, during the broadcast, Omer gave a subtle hint by saying that he taught Jack Crooner, who isn't known for his dancing skills, everything he knows about dance.
Okay, who is Jack Crooner? Jack Crooner is looking at him right now. No, he's not a legend or myth. I cannot dance like Obi. Nobody can dance like Obi.
You taught me everything I know. He's
a meister.
He's a very humble man.
We briefly discussed the evidence. So what could be the reasons behind Michael choosing this disguise? If we look behind the scenes, why was this disguise necessary for him? Throughout his music career, Michael Jackson was known not only as a singer and dancer, but also as a visual storyteller. His music videos stood out with their cinematic quality and innovative directing technique. Videos like Thriller, Bad, Smooth Criminal, and Ghost showcase Michael's directing skills and artistic vision. As we know, one of Michael Jackson's biggest future aspirations was to become a director. The films and projects made under the Jack Crooner identity could be a space where Michael found the opportunity to realize his dream of directing. Michael might have used this identity to avoid media attention and work freely on creative projects. This disguise would allow Michael to continue his passion for directing and filmmaking. Michael Jackson may have wanted to keep his projects secret by avoiding media and fan attention. The Jack Crooner identity provided him with this freedom and privacy. This way, Michael could realize his artistic vision and projects without being influenced by external pressures. This identity allowed him to experiment more boldly with artistic expression and creative projects. Disguising himself helped Michael produce projects in different genres and themes. The Jack Crooner identity gave Michael Jackson the opportunity to make a fresh start and take a different direction in his career. This allowed him to exist in both the music and film industries under a different identity. With this new identity, Michael could explore his talents and artistic vision from a different perspective. Dr. Alamour Farshian was a well-known doctor who assisted in Michael Jackson's ankle treatment. This identity was known to Michael's family and close circle, but was relatively unknown to the media and general public. Therefore, it was possible for Michael Jackson to sometimes use this identity to meet with his family discreetly and maintain his privacy. Because Michael's family knew and trusted Dr. Farshian, he could communicate with them more comfortably and securely under this identity. This disguise allowed Michael to regularly meet and spend time with his family members. His family could feel his presence and support, which strengthened family bonds. The Dr. Farshian identity helped Michael Jackson avoid intense media and public attention. This disguise allowed Michael to appear in public places and attend private events without being recognized, particularly at family events like the yacht party. This identity helped him spend time with his family while maintaining his privacy. The identity of Dr. Farshian could legitimately justify Michael Jackson's need to disguise himself due to his health issues, such as vitiligo and sun sensitivity. These medical reasons would reduce suspicions about his disguise and make it easier for him to move around unnoticed. For example, Michael often carried an umbrella and wore hats due to his skin's sensitivity to the sun. He rarely preferred short-sleeved t-shirts and opted for clothing that covered his skin. In this context, you can understand why Jack would always wear long-sleeved shirts, ties, and hats while everyone else was suffering from the heat. However, because Alamour is a well-known figure, he is not anonymous to the media. This means Michael could use the identity of a recognized person to meet with desired individuals and visit desired places without attracting media attention. Even if he took actions to avoid the sun, such as carrying an umbrella, it would not be noticed by the media. Heal the World is a song by Michael Jackson from his 1991 album Dangerous. The main theme of the song is a call for peace, love, and humanity worldwide. In the song, Michael encourages people to come together to create a better world, reduce poverty and suffering, and help children and those in need. Following the success of the song, Michael Jackson founded the Heal the World Foundation in 1992. This foundation was established to help children, protect the environment, and conduct humanitarian activities worldwide.
Our children are the most beautiful, most sweet, most treasured of our creations. And yet every minute, at least 28 children die. I have founded the Heal the World Foundation to be the voice of the voiceless, the children. Please join with me and the children to help heal the world together.
The primary goal of the foundation was to improve the quality of life for children, provide access to education and healthcare services, and develop projects for environmental sustainability. This mission has continued not only through music but also through active philanthropic projects and foundations. Michael Jackson left a profound impact on millions of people's lives through his music and humanitarian efforts. In this context, the philanthropic activities of Dr. Farshad, such as Heal the Earth, which began after Michael's official death date, provide a perfect disguise for continuing Michael Jackson's Heal the World mission. This identity facilitates Michael's participation in charitable projects and the continuation of his artistic endeavors. Additionally, it allows him to be active in the music and film industry as Jack Crooner. In conclusion, the theory that Michael Jackson continued his musical career, occasionally met with his family, and engaged in charitable work under the identity of his former doctor aligns with his talent for disguise, artistic genius, and desire to leave clues about his existence. But have you ever wondered why Michael assumed so many different disguises after 2009? Was his goal just to make his fans feel that he was still alive? I want to make a long video analyzing the background of all these disguises. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, once this video reaches 2,000 likes, I will create another comprehensive analysis video. If Michael returns, could he make a film discussing the difficulties he faced after 2009 and revealing the backgrounds of his various disguises? What would be the significance of the Jack Crooner disguise in such a project? As we know, Michael Jackson's desire was to be a great director, to become the world's greatest director. To achieve that, he would need to make the world's greatest film. And to make the world's greatest film, he would need to do something unprecedented and extraordinary. Michael Jackson's dream of directing and his desire to make the world's greatest film could be the motivation behind the Jack Crooner identity and other disguises. A wild idea like the death hoax could be a perfect way to showcase Michael's artistic genius and vision. Michael's strategy of disguises might be necessary for the project of making the world's greatest film. Such a film could include real-life secret events and stories of his disguises. This would offer viewers a unique and realistic experience.
For such a monumental film, the Jack Crooner disguise could earn him an Oscar for his extraordinary acting performance. This way, Michael could make his mark with the highest-grossing, most talked-about film in history. Simultaneously, his performance as Jack Crooner could win him an Oscar. In other words, Michael could potentially receive numerous awards for a single film, marking a grand beginning to his directing career. So will Michael Jackson return?